You have a superpower. You have a superpower that, if you want, can empower your storytelling, can make you the life of whatever story you want to tell. That superpower, you're you. You've lived your life. You're the only one who's lived your life. Even if you have an identical twin, their experience is not your experience, no matter how similar it might be. Siblings, parents, grandparents, each of you has your own life. You bring your own experiences, you bring your own perspectives, you bring your own beliefs to every story you're going to tell. You know, I do an exercise sometimes with my screenwriting students where we watch a scene from a film, and then just a scene, simple scene, two characters interacting, a bit of plot gets explained, a bit of character gets shown. And then I have the students write what happens next. Not in the movie, because hopefully I've chosen a movie that not a lot of people have seen, but still holds some interest to it. But what they think happens next to those two characters. No criteria, no parameters to play with. These are the two characters, these are their names, and you just saw them interact. What happens next? And what's been fascinating about that process, and God knows I didn't come up with this exercise, is for all the years I've been teaching the screenwriting classes at George Brown and at Rain Dance before that, no two students have come up with the same what happens next. And none of the students have ever come up with what actually happens next in the film. And that's the beauty of it. Each student is bringing their own thing to that story, even though we're all starting from the same starting point. They see different things. It's amazing what the students see in a scene that I, who have seen this movie a dozen times easily, have never seen or never paid attention to, right? I've had people fixate on the model of car that's in the background and what that tells them about the character who's driving the car and where they go with the story because of that car. With a character's wardrobe, the way they dress, the way they hold themselves, with small pieces of information from that original scene we've seen. People go off in different directions and they explore different aspects of the story. And they're all amazing. They're all wonderful next steps in what could be a much bigger story. You have a superpower that none of us have in being you, in having your history, in having your life experiences, in being surrounded by the influences that have surrounded you. No one else has that. No one else can duplicate that. If you really allow yourself to reach inside and tap into that, don't worry about expectations. Don't worry about what people might want to hear, because that's the death of storytelling. If you start aiming for what you think people are looking for, you get in trouble really quickly, because what you end up doing is writing or telling a story down the middle of the road where everything is boring and nobody cares. You are what makes it incredible. You are what makes this story interesting and unique. It's not about pleasing others. Ultimately, it's about you figuring out your own path. The reality is there's enough commonality amongst all of us in the world. I don't care what your background is. I don't care what country you come from. I don't care who your family is. We're all human beings. We all have shared the same emotional connections to things. We've all felt the same emotions. You don't ever have to have done what I did. You don't ever have to have lived the life I live. If in telling the story I bring across the emotion, that's what you'll connect with as my audience. You know what it is to feel frustrated. You know what it is to be livid with the world or with other people. You know what it is to be crushingly sad at a loss. You know what it is to be deliriously happy. At least I hope you do. So that's the thing you want to tap into in your storytelling, right? The craft of storytelling comes with time, comes with experience, comes with repetition. You've got to keep telling a story. Almost no one is ever one and done. Nothing ever comes out perfect the first time. And that's fine. That's the process. You know, I've talked about that a lot in previous videos. But again, your superpower is what's going to make your story different from everybody else's. Your version different from everybody else's. The way you process things in your mind, the way you feel things in your chest, the way you are open or closed or tight or loose with your personal perspectives on things will craft your story. So again, I'm not necessarily specifically promoting my classes, although I am, but whatever type of storytelling you want to do. If you're not interested in screenwriting, then that's cool. You don't have to be a screenwriter. Everybody doesn't have to be a screenwriter, but there are so many other ways to tell stories, right? I'm taking a storytelling class of getting up and giving monologues of things that have happened in my life. Again, my unique perspectives. For God's sake, I talked about Cheese Whiz on Ritz crackers and turned it into a story about family the other day. There's improv classes, which you know I'm a big advocate for. If you're more comfortable in an environment of people similar to yourself, whatever that means to you, there are specialty groups that will support different backgrounds, different perspectives, different, you know, if you want a group that's solely women storytellers, if you want someone who's open to the LGBTQ or non-binary storytellers, there are groups that will support that and help you tell your stories. South Asian, Chinese, German, Italian, I'm confident there's something for everyone out there to help you tell your stories. Whatever your medium, whatever your format, painting, sculpture, whatever it is that helps you tell your story, photography, different media, different subject matter, whatever. I encourage you to go out and tell your stories, to share your stories with the broader community. Make a video. You know, give some sense of, you know, leave a comment somewhere around this video of stories that you have inside you, or where you feel maybe you're different from other people in a hopefully positive manner. Celebrate our differences, because it's the one thing we share. We're all different. So hey, you know, like this video, share this video with anyone you think might be interested in storytelling or needs to get out of their head, get out of their own way. And I'll leave various information around here. Tell your stories. Exercise that superpower you have, that uniqueness. That is you and only you. It's a great place to start. Take care. Have a great weekend. Wish you well.